all over here. I'll show you what I was doing though. I was top coating. I'll not show you them all because I've done quite a few. And they are bag charms or Christmas decorations or whatever you want them to be, basically. So I was flood coating these, so I literally couldn't move anything in case I knocked them over. They all need the backs tidied up a bit, but they all needed a top coat. There's loads of them. I think I ended up doing about 25. How cool are they? How pretty and cool are they? Some of them have got the black on the back, so they're opaque, and some of them you can see through them, so when you hang them in the window and things. Still need tidied up a bit, but aren't they lovely? Aren't they lovely? There's loads of different ones. Some of them have got the black on the back. Oh, let's get rid of that. So, jelly printing. Hurrah, hurrah. I've got loads of foam stamps. I did get a parcel a few weeks back, last month or something, with foam stamps in off a friend called Sharon. But they came when I was getting the kitchen in, so I've hid them from myself. So I've got the art foamy ones. I've got a big box of them, and we're just going to have a play. I've got loads of paints. I've got fluid acrylics. I've got some heavy body. I've got some stencils. I've got paper. I've got a new roller, and I've got the jelly plate. So hooray! Hi Lorna. Hi Maureen. Hi Dominique. Hi me. How is everybody? Happy Friday. Again, so sorry about last night. I am ridiculous. No idea whether I'm coming or going half the time. So I think we're going to start off with phyllo green because I like it. And we'll just get plain. Basically, we're just having a play, see what happens. I haven't got anything weird and unusual to pop on. I haven't got... We're just going to have a play. I do have stencils. Of course, I don't think that's enough paint to do much of anything with. But I do have a huge stencil, which I'm just going to plonk on. There's not much room on here, is there? There never is enough. I'm just going to plonk it on, lift it up, so we do have a base colour to work on. So how is everybody? What did you all do last night? Did you miss us? Where? Have I gone off? Have I gone off? Have I gone off? Oh, all my paints are blocked. I haven't used them enough. Haven't used them enough, so we'll get some of that on. And that colour is nickel azul. Nickel something. We'll go with some orange as well. Are you still there, Jane? Am I back? Anybody? Can you see me? She keeps going back to your home screen image. Oh, I don't know why. Try going out and then coming back in. Yes, can see and hear. Fab, thank you. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's connection somewhere along the line. I don't really know. Just had a bit of this going up there. I honestly have no idea. I'm connected to the internet and everything, so... These are the foam stamps. They are art foamies. I got these when Funky Fossil was selling them. And I did get some a while back. Oh, I can't remember where from. Can't remember where from at all. But I did get some a while back. They're really hard to get in this country. It's from a Canadian company. I don't think they are as big over here as they are in other countries. So it's really, really hard to get them. Which is such a shame because I love stuff like this. I love doing fabric with them. I mean, they're a stamp. You can do so much with them. And the foam. And that's basically what it is. Right, I need some black on something plastic. Not one of my stamp sets or anything, mind, have not got paint on them. It's ridiculous. Everything is a paint palette. Even though I've got paint palettes, everything is a paint palette. So I've no idea how this will turn out. We are just playing and seeing what happens. I'm just looking for lots of layers. I mean, look how cool they come out. I'm looking for lots of colours. If you're not doing a live, your best bet is to let your layers dry in between. I'm kind of picking colours that will sort of go over the top of each other. I am using a lot of translucent colours as well, the fluid acrylics and things, so you can see each layer through. Layer. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. So I'm going to let this dry just a smidge before I put white over to lift it off. I might also, I don't know, I might not, because once you've got your print down like this, you can always get the papers after and go back in and do other things to them. This is just getting colour down, shapes, etc, etc, etc. But to let each layer, that's why I'm putting them on so thin, so each layer dries a bit quicker, so that next time round, when you put another colour over the top, it's not just going to mix and match and you get mud, or you're not going to lift things up. So whilst that's drying, I will show you, because I haven't yet, I need to get a picture. You know the journal that we did? I have finished it, and it is actually going on the website. How lush is that? And it is, it's a lined journal. It is very, very nice. Very nice indeed to do. I'm not keeping it because it'll just get destroyed because I don't look after anything. But how cool is that? So that is going on the website. And then I had to, because every year they're so popular, I did another one of these. And this one's actually an art journal. It's got really nice paper in. So I think that might go on the web as well. But aren't they cool? Love the mushroom journal for something who's not into scary. So yes, that's tomorrow's job. I've got loads of stuff to go on the web. So expect an email, which I haven't sent for ages. So white, I am using a heavy bodied white. I'm gonna have to blow on it to try and am I working okay now? Can everybody see and hear me? It's still wet, still damp. We'll just go for it. Because honestly, you'll all be asleep. It's different when you're doing a video, because you can turn a video off and then come back to it. This you can't really, and I don't have a fluid white, so we might get a little bit of mud. It'll be fine. We'll see what happens. Thing is, lifting these colours with white when you've got other layers of colour on, it just enhances that colour. You don't have to lift with white. You can lift with whatever colour you want, but it depends on what colours you've got underneath. To be honest, with jelly printing, it's all about just playing, but letting your layers dry before you put another layer on, and then making sure you've got a nice layer. Obviously you don't have to. You can't just print and lift and print and lift and print and lift and do it that way, which I think I'll do the next one like that. But to get multiple layers that don't move, you need to let them dry in between. Am I making sense? Hi, Dominique. Nice and clear. Excellent. Yes, I said I was jumping back to the home screen. I don't know what that's all about. It could be connection issues though, because it wasn't just one person it's happening to, so I think it might be a YouTube problem. have a feeling we're not going to see much of the first layer, but you can definitely see it, and it's nice. So with this, don't look at the whole thing as the print. Look at what you can cut down. Look at what you can colour in separate. Look where you can add extra things onto it. It's nice, it's grungy, you can do all sorts to it. I mean, I love that bit in the middle there. And I love these bits along the edge where I'm picking up old paint. I love the old paint, which is why I rarely clean the jelly plates. I do when they get, because see, if you leave them too long, they get like little dints in. To be honest, I could probably do with a new one, but that's not happening anytime soon, so that's that. Right, let's see what we can do. So I've got some quinacridone violet, which we will have here, and I have some magenta, and do I have a blue? Do I have a blue? I do. Does anybody else like the jelly plate as much as me? There we go. And all I'm going to do is thingy these, so pop them down. And again, I'm not quite right, that one I am. I wasn't quite mixing the colours, but I totally did. I added loads on top. So just like that. So we've got 3 colours, but that didn't work out. We've probably got a couple of different shades of the same colour. And then I'm going to pop that down straight away. Look at the colour. I love it. So whilst if you've only got heavy body paints, I love heavy body paints for so many different things. The ink I'm using is paint. It's acrylic paint, and it's fluid. All different kinds. So I've got fluid paint, I've got heavy body paint. It's just acrylics. Your fluid inks, paints, sorry. Some of them are more transparent than others. When you're shopping for paints and things like, oh, look at this, I love it. When you're shopping for paints and things, especially if you're looking for artist colours, this here, it's semi-opaque because you've got half the black and half the white. Semi-opaque, transparent because you've just got a white square, and these are the golden ones. On your Liquitex, this one is opaque, it's got a blacked out square. That one is semi-opaque because it's half and half, and it just depends on what paints you get. If they've actually got see, these ones actually tell you it's transparent, and that is your Deco Art. It just depends on what you've got. The likes of the Deco Art Crafters Acrylic, it doesn't really tell you because they're a craft paint. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just depending on what you want to do with it and things like that. What? You don't play with the foamies? Well, I'll have them. Not quite what you were expecting. I don't think I'll have them. Give it me. Give them to me. No. No, use them. So I'm going to go in with an opaque magenta as well. And this one is the Liquitex. There's so many things you can do. And I think I'm going to add some Payne's Grey as well. Now, it will muddy up the pink a bit, but I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try and sort of maneuver it around so that we'll get a bit of everything going on. So I don't go over the pink. And you can, I mean, you can absolutely pick and choose where you want the colours to go. Because then you just take it off your brayer and then you can go over it and it kind of blends them a little bit. Obviously you don't have to keep them all completely separate. There's no rules, no law. I'm just hunting for a shape. Oh my gosh, I'm hanging them about. I need a bigger tub. Right, so I've got this one, which, and then take it off onto a separate bit of paper. Your best bet's to always have a separate bit of paper where you can sort of take some off, because as you're doing this, you're kind of lifting the paint off, but you can also move the paint around. So say I had yellow and orange on here, I could quite easily lift from the orange and put over the yellow one, and you get like two-tone. This one, and here Christopher laughing, he's on the game with Daniel. And this one I'm kind of just lifting off. It's not going to be straight because I'm not taking enough notice. Like that, and then putting it back on. We might not get much of a change because I did use the pink, but we'll see what we'll lift off. And I'm not giving it enough time to dry. If I did, I would have to put yet another colour over the top to lift it. So I'm hoping that's still wet enough to lift. All of it might not come off, but it will come off on the next layer, which will add depth to everything else. These need washing once you finish using them with warm water with a little bit of washing up liquid in. Just a quick wash. Don't scrub them or anything. They are foam. I know, Maureen. I know. I want everybody's. I absolutely love them. Honestly, I have so many projects to do. So you can see it. It's very faint. But then what you can do is you can bring in your paint palette again or stamps. And let's see. Now, this is where I completely get lost. I want another opaque colour, which could be this blue. We've got blue on in the transparent, not much of it, but this is a heavy body one, which is opaque. And this is the kind of colour play that you can go absolutely crazy with. So say this is your print. Yes, we're jelly printing, but once you've got, say, your first couple of layers down, what you can do is still with your braid, just using this like a palette, you can grab, this one, another of the foamies. Now, if you haven't got foamies, I do want to stress you do not need the foamies. You can get mountain foam and you can do your own. You can also get lino and do some lino printing. I have lots of videos planned to do with that. Hopefully some lives as well, but I don't want to bore everybody to tears doing it because it's not a 5-minute job. So a video might be a bit better. I actually bought, because I was thinking not everybody can afford to buy the tools to do the lino printing. So I thought, right, what's the next best thing? What else can you use? And I have a solution, kind of. I need to practice it. I need to put it into action, and I need to find the things that I got. Is that? No, that's not it. So bear with for that. Bear with. There is a plan coming. You will need a tool to cut the thingy with, but the lino is very expensive. Unless you can get it on offer. But you can also, I've also got, I did a live a while ago, and I was using the mountain foam. Look at that. And you hear Christopher. And all I did was I used a biro. You can trace your image as well if you want. I used a biro and I drew the images on. So there's so many ways you can do stuff. And I think I'll have one there, and then I'll stop with that one, because you can always go back and add more. This bit here, I'll just tear it down or something. There's never a bad. But look. See, look at that. Taking that off there. Taking that off there. There's so many things you can do with it. You can go in with pens, and you can see all the different layers coming through. I mean, you can even make the layers even more prominent. So, see, let's start off with orange. Yes, I know. I thought it was Wednesday yesterday, and I put resin all over the desk that I couldn't move because I was flood coating some stuff. So, I'm here today. I wouldn't care. I knew it was Thursday. I'd even talked to Lorna about it being Thursday in the morning, and I still thought it was Wednesday by dinner time. As you do. I'm going to go orange, and this is opaque. Orange straight on, quite a thick layer. But I'm gonna take some of that off using, what will I use? I have some ginormous stencils. So bear with, it all will not fit on. It's like a, I don't even know what size stencil it is. I think it's something like 24 by 24 inch. They're huge. They're for home decor and things. I've had them years. Me and my mum used to actually make big stencils like this. We would print the image off and then size it down so that would end up with like 4 A4 size sheets, put it together. Then we would trace it onto the stencil, and then basically your mum would set me away with a craft knife cutting it out for it because she didn't want to. But look how cool that is. I mean, that in itself is just awesome, especially with the dark underneath. So let's get that off. And then what I am going to do straight away is find, oh man, I'm dropping everything. Find something. I need a bigger room. Oh, let's go with this. And this is a text. Where's my... And what I'm going to do is straight onto here, hoping that's wet enough. And I'm going to straight over the top, adding in some text. And now you can let this dry and keep working over the top, but you can also, what else do we need? Now, I don't think the green's going to show up great, but we'll put some on anyway. And just rub it in a little bit. And then grab something else, I don't know what. Let's have this. Oh, it looks like the flowers are scribble. It's just quite good. And just do this. When you're not live, you can take more time, honestly. When you're doing it on your own, you can take all the time in the world just to play and faff. And if a layer does dry before you get to the next one, then perfect. But like I say, I just don't want to bore you all to tears waiting for paint to dry. Because regardless of, I don't mind waiting, I don't mind this, that and the other. It will get boring eventually. It's all right the first couple of times. All right, so let's have... This jelly plate is a bigger one. So what I've done is I had A3 paper, and all I did was I chopped it down a bit so that it would fit a bit better in the middle of it. Without it being A4, because I didn't want to... Basically, I didn't want to run upstairs and grab some A4 paper. I'm glad you forgot Thursday because I could not work. Ah, excellent. I've been reading about lino printing this week. I have no idea. Yeah, lino printing's awesome. I've got the tools and I've got some lino, but what I was thinking was the lino is so blooming expensive that not everybody can do it. So I did have some foam boards somewhere, and I did do a live on that. Oh God, ages back. A lot of my older videos don't have titles, which is very annoying, so I'm sorry. There. So you've got plenty of white space behind that. Now, if I'd let it dry, I could have went over with a colour. It could have been like a light brown, it could have been a caramel. But you can see the text, you can see where the stencil was. And even after you've done that, you can go back in with a transparent colour, which is yellow oxide. I love this colour. This is so good for rust. So say I'll just add a little bit of that. And it is semi-transparent, so you're still going to be able to see through it. So you can go back over every way that was. And then grab your bit of paper. So that's it with the white. And you can go straight back over and get that colour in. And it's not going to cover up the rest of your stuff because it's a transparent colour, but it's also lighter. And then this time, you can obviously go back in and you can use, oh, you can use whatever you like. Let's find some watercolours. So I have used, it's not even a water pen, Emma, that you're using. So here I've got, the paint's still wet. It might not be great, but I'll show you. So I've got a little thing of watercolours here. Let's just go with pink because so you can go in with your watercolours and start colouring in. You can even go in with acrylics if you want. You can go in with pencils, pens, anything you want once it's completely dry. This won't be great because it's not dry, but you absolutely can. You can go back in with acrylics and it will cover completely if you use an opaque, or you can use semi-transparent. You can even water down your opaque ones in a bottle. So say you've only got opaque or craft paints, you can put them in separate bottles, use cool boiled water and thin them down so they're less opaque, so you don't need to go out and buy a whole new thing of paints. Yeah, lino printing's awesome. But like I say, there's loads of other ways you can do it and get similar results without spending an absolute fortune on all the tools and things. Obviously I've seen ads, so I've seen some lino print artists mind, and what they come up with is works of art. I'm talking about mark making and like start off easy. I'm actually looking for a lino print, which made us think about it. I did it the other day and it's a grungy X, but it's clearly safe. It's me. I'll find it again. What else you can use on your jelly plate is MDF. I've got hot glue on the back of this. So I did have a plan. I'll use this side. So let's get a little bit black. Because Halloween is coming, so I've got a bat. Again, let's get some ink on it. I've already resined over the top of this, so it's got a domed top, which you don't need for this. So it won't be perfect, but you can use all sorts to get shapes on the jelly plate. All sorts. Use MDF, use fabric. You've seen us do it before. Anybody who has watched us on the jelly plate before, you can use dyes. You can use, honestly, die cuts. The world is your oyster when it comes to the jelly plate. It's so much fun, and it doesn't matter what results you get because it's not wrong. Everybody gets different results all the time, and you might not like them all, but don't look at it as a whole. Look at them as separate. So what you could cut down, if you could die cut them out, what you could tear off and do collage with. There's just so many other things you can do that isn't just having one sheet of paper and that's it. You're not looking for a work of art on the whole thing unless you want to. You're just looking for separate bits that you can break down and use for collage on your cards. Anyway, really, I am looking for something which I don't know where it's gone. We'll let this dry a second. Yeah, you'll have to show us your jelly prints, Dominique. You know, your jelly prints, your lino, your stamp. That will do. So let's have some. I'm going to go, oh, there's not much left in here. We'll go with crimson. We'll have some crimson. We will have some quinacridone. Magenta. We will have some quinacridone violet. I don't know what the quinacridone is. I did at one point, but I don't know. And let's just... I love the colour of this. It's so bright. And we've got the crimson. And then we've got the magenta. Oh, Emma, wrong way, honey. I always do that. Forget what I'm doing and then go the wrong way. So we've got bats and that. Then take a blunt object if you want. And this is, I don't know what it is. Kebab skewer with the point off. And just doodle into it. You do get a little bit more time. I'm trying not to go over the bats. You can guarantee I will because I can't see. And just... You don't want to use anything sharp on your jelly plate. That's for sure. Now, I did moisturise this with a little bit oil before I came on. So you can see where it's kind of pulling away in places. It was because it was so dry and stiff because it hasn't been used for that long. And to be honest, I put it in the shed at one point. And then I remembered... God knows how long later. And I went and got it back out. I made me baby, my jelly plate. So it doesn't need to go in a metal shed. See, the A4 one I love. This one I do love, but it's the space to keep it. Like I say, it is fantastic, but the space, you need space. Oh, there, I love that. Now, to me, I would cut that down. I could use it on invitations. I could use it in art journals. I can use it for everything. And I actually love this effect that you get. And you do get it when your jelly plate's new. And the paint kind of pull, what's the word? What does it do? Repels a bit. But then this, you can go in and start working over the top of it. You know, it's silver, gold. You've got your interference colours. You've got... so many different things. Let me find something that is different and unusual that we can use. I've got some lace. I've got a doily. I have a doily. I've got a few doilies actually. Let's pick a one with quite a bit of texture to it. Hey. Right. Doily colours. Can you hear her? Can you hear Chris? Help me, help me. I need your help. I need your help. Man down, man down. I think they're playing some sort of army game. I love the three colours together. I'm going to start off with green. Again, I'm quite liking the phthalo green. And I'm going to put a bit more on instead of being stingy. And I probably wouldn't have done green for something like lace. But I'm in Halloween mood. I ordered... a ceramic cauldron. It came in about 45 million pieces, so I've had to put it together with super glue and things. I did stick myself to it a few hundred times, but I'm going to do something with this. Would you like to see us do something with this? Oh, you're all sick of us doing Halloween. It's got texture on now, but literally I see a crack up there still. But I was absolutely devastated when Royal Mail dropped it off in 1,000 pieces. Would you like to see us do something with it? Or are you sick of us doing Halloween? I'll have that. We'll lift this bit up. There we go. And keep your doilies, because again, you can use them for mixed media. Would you like us to do more mixed media pieces? You know, building up the... all the fabrics and the fake flowers and things. Would you like us to do something like that? Tell me what you would like me to do. Because honestly, I've done that many different things now. I keep thinking I don't want to do the same thing again because people will get bored. But I over-inked my stays on with the re-inker, so we're a bit wet. Again, I know I'm going in with the bats again, but it was the green. It's the green's fault. There we go. And it still will have, yeah, let's do that. I like that. some of the inks off the other prints that we've done, so it'll get grungier and grungier, which is why I don't clean the jelly plate. Unless you want completely clear, perfect images all the time, so you don't want anything else, I wouldn't clean your jelly plate very often at all. I've got this. I don't know what this is at all, but it's great for mark making on the jelly plate and things. It's not sharp, it's just plastic. I've no idea what it is, where it come from. And I'm thinking, let's go in with this quinacridone violet again. So I'm just going to pop some on the paper next to us. Not loads, because you don't want to waste your paint, especially not when you've got favourite colours. And then, and the plan is to let this dry off a little bit so that I can do a white and have the opaque behind, which will make all the colours pop. When I'm doing sort of things like this, I kind of work in one direction. If you start doing all of this, which is completely up to you, it's your artwork, it kind of can knock your eyes a bit funny. There's kind of a rule of 3 or odd numbers. Not all the time, but sometimes when you can look at it, it can look really busy when different things are going off in different directions. Obviously, it's completely up to you. It's your artwork. This is just things that I've read or learned as I've gone. Like flower arranging, you will find that flower arrangers do things in 3s or odd numbers, because the eyes can, when you're looking at something, it makes more sense to somebody. But it's completely up to you. That's just, all I'm doing is sort of moving it up the StazOn ink, which is an alcohol ink, so you can use alcohol ink. And I'm just creating some lines in the bats, just because I can. No rhyme or reason. So I've got that. Pick another colour. Shout out a colour. Should we go pink? Should we go blue? Tell me, tell me. What should we do? Because we're going to do white over the top when all this is dry. The StazOn will take a little while longer. Now, heat on the jelly plate, don't do it no matter what. You can use a hairdryer on cool to dry it off quicker. It will blow your eardrums up if I put a hairdryer on now. We've discovered that last time I had to use a hairdryer. Right, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of blue onto here. I seen blue, and I'm going to go for this, which is a moth or a butterfly or something. I'm just going to go over the top. And has anybody seen Helen? She always used to be here, and then I think she started working and she just vanished off the face of the earth. And I haven't seen her for ages. I really must message her and find out how she is. I'll have some bat on. So we'll stop, not some bat, some butterfly. And let's dig to the bottom, because I haven't really getting to the bottom of it. So I do have shapes like this, which all know that I love. So we've got blue, got that. Let's go for an opaque magenta. Let's just, also, if you've got a speedball roller, I do need to stress, if you leave it pressed under something, I bought this off eBay. Where's it gone? And she said it was fantastic, wonderful. Look at it, because it was obviously being left under something. You can't use that now. I am keeping it because this will come in handy, and I might try and do something with this. But if you leave it in a box with something heavy on top of it, you will get this. She said it was brand new. It is, but it is completely spoiled. So just FYI, if you've got a speedball with the softer thingy, careful. That's far too much paint, Emma. Again. Let's have some there. And this is building up your marks. This is what... Now, it may get boring watching paint dry, but this will be the last one, I promise, for tonight. I can always get the jelly plate out another time, but I can't have you sitting here on your all Friday night watching paint dry. go. We'll have a bit behind this bat. A bit up here. There we go. And I think this is going to be fantastic. I do need to let it dry a bit. I'm going to clean this off a smidge. I might even, let's see, put my lids back on stuff so we don't end up breaking them. Also, I need pictures of what art forms you've got. Please, please and thank you. I do like to see, where's my white lid gone? The Liquitex paints don't come with these lids on. You actually buy these separate. I don't know where I got mine from or when. It was like maybe 100 years ago. This is just cardboard. You don't need those lids is what I'm trying to say. They don't come with those lids on. Not sure why I changed them over, to be honest, because paint gets stuck in the nozzle. But you know. Oh, again, let's see if we can strip this off. That's not coming off very easy, is it? There we go. So if you strip this cardboard and things off, it makes perfect jelly prints. In fact, I'm sure I did a live, you know, quite a while ago. All the lives I've ever done on Facebook have gone. In different groups and things like that. Either I've been removed out of the groups, I've upset somebody for getting a new job, or I've upset somebody for doing something for myself, or something, and they've kicked us out of a group. Or some of them have just been taken off because of the Facebook. So if you can see any of my old lives, there's quite a few of them with different jelly plate videos and things on. Basically is what I'm saying. Could you? See, I'm pleased you can't. Would you like us to shut up? And just let you sit and watching a piece? I don't know if it's going to show up if it's too dry now. There is still paint lifting off. I'm kind of wanting to lift some of the bats off so it's not completely like solid black in places. So I think, anyway, what I was waffling on about with the whole Facebook thing is I could do stuff that I've done in the past again. I mean, I know there's new people and things all the time. I just do not want to bore anybody to tears. Oh, nice. Nice. I might do another couple then. So this one, I'm hoping it's dry enough not to smudge everywhere. And I'm going to add quite a bit of white paint just so I don't lift too much off. You probably don't need this much. And you can always take some off the brayer, but because it is a heavy body, I didn't want it to stick straight away and lift the paint with it onto the brayer. So you'll learn as you do jelly printing. The more you do, you'll learn with how much paint you need to lift things off. Right. So let's have it there. Now these papers aren't straight. I think we could do, I've got a black journal. Oh, look, my microphone, which I should have on. It's got paint on it. Is the sound alright, actually? Because the microphone's there. I've only just realised. Drum roll, yeah. Hopefully, I'll leave it a second just to make sure everything stays and sticks. Are you in bed, Stephanie? I don't blame you. I'm going to have to feed Christopher because I haven't fed him yet. And when I said, well, all my oven dishes and things live in the oven because I've got a small kitchen, even though it's new now. I still haven't got a very big kitchen, so the oven dishes live in the oven. So when I want to use the oven, I have to lift everything out. So I said, lift the oven dishes out so I can put tea in after. And he went, no. And I was like, wait, do you want fed? If you want fed, you have to. No, you do it. So I still have to feed him. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Don't want to show you. Try and lift it up like that. Actually. Oh, it's going to be good. It's fantastic. So letting the layers dry in between is how you get stuff like this. I'm really pleased I did. Because, I mean, look at all the detail. And you don't have to use anything but cardboard as stamps. Yeah, put there. Look, it's a beautiful. Even though it's bats and not everybody likes bats. I do understand. So, whilst I've got this bit of cardboard, let's keep that bit. And let's just make a squiggle. This is the best way to make marks and things for the jelly plate. And what you can do is crumple it down so it's got even more lines in. And we'll do another. Right, start off with a colour. What colour? Pick a colour, any colour. What colour? I don't know because there's too many of them. Let's. Shall we start off with the acrylic? No, because that's quite a strong colour. I'm waiting for a colour. Yeah, that's what you've got to think about as well, the colours working together. You need to let things dry in between so you don't get mud. Say you kept on going over the top and over the top and over the top with all the colours I've just added. I want to start off with blue rather than green. So say I went with blue and I started adding in orange straight away. In fact, so there's your blue, still wet, bit of orange. It's already looking muddy. Let's go for a little bit of purple over the top of there. Pretend I'm stamping with it or something. And let's just rub a bit of that blue over here. Now I want to lift the print, so I'm going to add white to it, not letting it dry in between. Oh, now I want to lift it with the white. So let's just, it might look cool. Plenty of white on so that it will lift off. Not letting it dry in between. You're not going to get any definition. Make a little bit, but I mean, that's a really nice colour, to be fair. This maybe won't work. But if you're adding like that, you're not going to get nice. It is a nice colour. That was a really bad. It's nice. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Overworking it and see, we're starting to get a little bit. Anyway, that's nice. I like that. I'm keeping that. Not a very good example. But it's when you want the definition of going in between. I'll start off with blue again. Oh, I've pulled my lid off. How do I fix that back on? There. So start off with some blue again. That is so funny. So, yeah. Anyway. It does work if you leave the colours to dry in between. Much better. I am going to grab another scribbly one because we all know how I love the text, and we're gonna just take that off like that. And I'm using thin layers as well because I don't want to keep you here all night, basically. Let's go with your violet, and I'm putting it on the paper. If you've got small jelly print, you can absolutely use that as a palette beside you and then lift it off every now and then, and you're going to get some really cool effects. So I've already put the blue on. I've used this to lift the blue off. Now I'm using it to add purple text on. Oh, move that. I'm going to go back in with this one because this one it's very much up my street. It's very much what I kind of do. Like the colour, like the shape of it and things. It's what I doodle. It's what I like. I don't know who the artist is behind it, not me. I would love to make art formies though. I think I might pay a little bit if I ever did get to do art formies. I'm going to use a red over the top. And you can build up scenes as well. You know how I was just plopping them on anyway before? You absolutely can use them to build up and make a scene. So I think we'll have different reds, different heights of flower. And then once you've done the jelly printing, you can, what's the word I'm looking for? I've lost my words. The words have gone. You can work on it again after with pens and things. And this is what it's all about, sort of your mindfulness, your sitting plain, adding your extra creativity to it, making it your own. This here, I think could be a mountain. So let's grab some green. And I've always got a bit of paper at the side here to clean off or use as a palette. But you could use a smaller jelly plate, which is probably a better idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this side and just... Now it's not, I'm going to rub it in actually. I'm trying to put it on. It's abstract hill making. So all I'm doing is picking up the paint and popping it down. It could even be blades of grass because of all the cardboard lines we've got. Let's see if we can get a bit more off the brayer. Oh. We're not going to get a great one because I've got no space. Normally when I would do this, if I'm doing it just for me and I'm just plain, I'd be on the kitchen bench and I wouldn't have like cameras and things set up. All right, let's find something else. This is going to be the sun, I think. Just as an example. Obviously it doesn't have to be this kind of scene. You can do whatever you like. A little bit of orange, or a lot of orange. You also get different size brayers. I did have some little ones on the website, like little ones like that, which are fantastic for doing stuff onto stamps and things. But of course, everything's still all over the place. Now, what I'm going to do is, as much as that's the sun, I've changed my mind. It's not going to be. I'm going to do a couple of them. This is going to be the middle of a flower. Oh, where's that going? Let me do a bit off to the side here, just in case. And then I'm going to find something that resembles a petal. I don't know what yet. Bear with. Oh, I know what we're going to use. It's not really resembling much of a petal, but it's a mica powder. And let's see what else I can find. We'll go with this. Opaque pink. Magenta. I'm just going to pop a bit there. And all I'm going to do is smush it around. And so whatever you can find, you can use. Can you see where I'm going with this? So you're not building up a work of art as such. It's probably going to be quite abstract, quite fun. You can do image transfer with a jelly plate. I cannot do it, as we all know. I don't know why, it just doesn't work. But once in a blue moon it works for us. I will master it one day though. Probably best not to try and master it when there's a camera there and people watching. But it really doesn't bother me that much, that. It's all just playing, isn't it, and learning. And if I get it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing ever is. Just have a bit over here just in case. And then maybe just because I've got the pink left over. What are we thinking so far? Let's put some lids back on while this is drying a little bit. What else can we think? I mean, you can wipe all these off if you want, or you can just leave them to dry themselves. Dry it, and then it's something to pick at later when you're sitting twiddling your thumbs, waiting for things to dry. I need the white level even out. Let's go with the black on there and the brayer onto here again. Now I'm not looking for too much black because we've just made it all pretty pink. I'm just mark making. And again, afterwards, once you get the print off, you can keep working on it and change bits. You can use a white acrylic pen to make things pop out more. You can use a white acrylic pen, a black, whatever acrylic pen you want. I don't know what I've just said. I'm lost in creativity, I think. I'm going to leave that to dry a second. Let's see what. It's exciting. It is exciting. You love the chitter chatter. Do you really? All the waffle, the rubbish I talk. I get me selling to bother, you know, one of these days, just waffling away. Words that pop in my head just come out my mouth. And they shouldn't really, sometimes. I don't think I'm too bad. I'm not as bad as I used to be. Crikey, when I was younger. Dear me. If a thought popped in my head, it used to come out my mouth. And so, I want these pink ones to dry a bit more. I don't want them to smudge. These are butterflies. I think I would add them after. But if I can find a butterfly that will match with it, bear with. I'm thinking possibly I don't. I might only have those other butterflies. I do have some little birds. And I think we can go in with a red stays on if it's got any. Might get a little bit. I need to re-ink everything. I bet they're upside down. Oh no, I don't know. No, we've got no ink left in there. I don't even know if you can buy the different coloured re-inkers now or not. I don't know. Vibrant violet. Has this got any ink in it? Yeah. Don't know how well they'll show up, but... oh yes, they are. Now, I'm not sure how much this will see. I don't know if my paper's big enough. But if I put enough on, we'll see them somewhere. There we go. So they're not that vibrant, to be honest. It says vibrant violet, but I don't think it is. Right. Keep your fingers crossed, because I'm being impatient. I wish I had a less claggy white at this moment in time. I do somewhere, just not next to us, of course. Get it working here. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Are you ready? Are you excited? I'm excited. I love doing this. I say it's the patience with us when I'm live. I always think, like, are you getting bored? Blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But I've only got normal size bits of paper. Tell you what we'll do. I'm going to put one there, and because I don't really want to lose any of the print, and one there. and then we'll cut it down. Hey, my child. I love how him and his big brother still play like over the computer, even though they're not living together. But honestly, they talk to each other every day. I love how close they are. I'm really close with my sisters and my brother as well. I mean, they're literally the first people that I ring if the poop hits the fan. Usually to find out how my mum and dad will react first. But I love how close they are. I do. What size have you been using? I had A3, but I cut it down a bit because this is... Do you want to know what it is? I don't even know what size the jelly plate is. I used to know it off by heart, but I think it's 14 by 12 or 10 by... No, yeah, it's not A3 size. I know that much. A3 I did cut down. That's why all the pages are wonky. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm not showing you that one yet. It's always best to leave it a little while as well. Oh my gosh. Are you ready? This one should have went down first. Hang on. There it is. Look how nice that is. Look at that. I love it so much. So I've got this one, which is fantastic. This one, which is fantastic, very much me, Halloweeny, very much me the rest of the year round. And we did start off just by adding a few layers, like 2 layers. I'll bring that one back in actually. So that one. And then the ones which we started adding layers. The more layers you tend to get a better effect. But with these ones you can go in after and use ink pads and things to build them up more. This one I love, but definitely the more you add, the more depth you get. The more patient you are, the better it gets. And then you can go in, have I got a white? Have I got a white next to me? I've got a big chunky white. So say you want to go in after, and I should have shook that. Add in just some more mark making. So this is just acrylic pen. And all I'm doing is adding more. I'm using a white because it's quite busy anyway. You don't actually have to do anything else to this. I love it the way it is. But the point is you can go in with a black and see you want to let your paint dry first. It's not dry. I don't want to ruin my pen, so I won't do too much. Go in and draw around all your different layers. You can even, if you don't like the fact that it's totally like round, you can add a squiggly line and get different effects that way. You can do whatever you like to it. And this is very... I've got my heating on and my ears are burning. Is it right for spite? I dread to think. It could be Daniel and Christopher. See how she's talked about us on the live again. Wouldn't hear her. Christopher's got like oversensitive ears. It's like literally a radar. If I'm downstairs having a conversation on the phone, he used to tell us all the time when he was little he could hear us. Not so much now. I think he's learned. And he wears noise cancelling headphones most of the time with death metal blaring out of it. But that kid, my mum's got really sensitive hearing as well. She can hear everything because I used to say she was a radar when I was a kid. But Christopher, I've never known anything like it. As he was a kid, he used to out and hear you on the phone. And I used to say, well, don't listen, it's rude. And he said, I can't help it, you're loud. And I said, I'm not being loud. So Christmas and things like that, I always used to have to be really careful what I was saying. But now, like I say, he wears his noise cancelling headphones, unless he's listening for something, which I bet sometimes he is, because he's a child and they're nosy. You can see how this is starting to come to life. It looks totally different again. If you don't want to add the black to it, you don't have to. You can just add white spots in the middle. These are the Sharpie creative markers. I love them. I love them so much. They were on offer last year and I actually picked up 3 packets of them because I don't know why they were so low, but they were like £5 a pack. So I bought 3 because I love them so much. They're opaque. You can use them on your rocks. You can use them on anything. And they haven't got those weird ends where they knack up. You kind of get a thinner end than this. You can't get a brush pen. But yeah, enjoy the side. Oh, thank you. Yes, right one's been yes. Yeah. I don't know who will be doing that to me. Probably because I mouth runs away with us when I'm live. Somebody will be saying something somewhere. What else was that? Youngest and a daughter is saying my daughter can hear a cat. Yeah, I'm as deaf as a blooming post. It might be selective, you know. Honestly, when I walk in this house, somebody could get murdered outside and I would never notice. Never in a million years. Christopher is just like all the time. He was like, did you hear the cat meowing last night? I was like, what? He was like, there's a cat outside all night meowing. I was like, was your window open? No, I can just hear it. Okay. I mean, there was one night, speaking of cats and things outside, we were sitting in the house and Daniel came down. He was like, Mom, something's screaming outside. Honestly, we went outside. It was an owl and it sounded like a child screaming. Literally, that's probably the only time I would ever go outside if I thought a child was hurt. I would just ignore anything else. Just bad, isn't it? I'm not a very nosy neighbour. Anyway, if I'm in my room and I see something going on, I might have a look. But literally, I never hear a thing. A house where I used to live when Daniel was a baby, there was 2 cars got burnt out. They were actually on fire. The fire brigade came. Everything. I didn't hear a thing. The police knocked the next day and he was like, did you hear anything? I was like, no. What happened? I hadn't even looked out the window to see anything. And he was like, you really didn't hear anything? It was like the fire brigade were here. And I was like, I didn't hear a thing. Sorry. So again, I'm just messing about with this print because I absolutely love it. But again, don't look at it as one big print. This here is going to come apart. So we'll just have this bit. Look at where you can cut it down. Look at where you can have your ATCs. Look at it to do whatever you want with, basically. I am going to have to outline all of this, so because I've done that one. And again, I'm not being careful. The more careful you try and be doing stuff, especially on anything this style, it can become, when you don't do something perfect, you can see it and it stands out like a sore thumb, and that's when you go, oh, it's rubbish, I don't like it, I've gone all wrong. It's because there's one bit that you wanted perfect, because everything else is, and there's that one bit that didn't go right, and that's, it kind of catches your eye all the time once you know it's there. Do it imperfect the first time. Like, don't overthink it, and it will work. But I love that. You can see the little birds as well in behind. I do. I love it. I am going to love you and leave you, because I know for a fact Christopher's going to come down in a second and cry about the fact that he's not had any food. But again, I need to show you these again because I absolutely bloody love them. Look. So yes, they're going on the website. If, you know, tell your friends who need gifts for Christmas that I sell gifts on my website. Use lot can make your own. You know what I mean. With that, I am going to love you and leave you. Say your, to say right your mother, left your lover. Yeah. Oh, maybe it may not be my mum. I haven't done anything at all to upset her lately. Well, actually, I found some, I was saying on eBay and things, I bought this, the roller off it, that's knackered. I found a load of fabric paints and fabric spray paints and things. Watch this space. So I bought these inks. I mean, I got them for £6 and there must be about £60 worth of stuff. use spelling mistakes when you're hunting for stuff on eBay, mind, because I can't spell. We all know that by everything I put on Facebook and YouTube. Spell things wrong, and if stuff comes up, I got them for about £6, and it must be about £60 worth of stuff. And I sent her a load of fabric dyes over, because obviously she makes the bags and things. And she was like, Emma, I've got no place to put it, and I've got nothing this, and I've got this and that. I was piling stuff in the bag, so that's the only thing that I've done to kind of upset it lately. But yes, anyway, I will be live on Sunday. Please, please, please give us a shout if there's anything you would like to see us do, or something you've got an idea and you want to see us do it. You want to do it, craft along with us, get your craft stuff out, and just we'll have a chat and a waffle and everything else as we go. Yes, good night. I'm going to go and feed the brat, also known as Chris. Not really. I need to find out where the puppies are as well. They've been very quiet. Yes, lots of love. I will see you Sunday. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Have a lovely weekend, and thank you for keeping me company. Good night.